Show me that smile again.
Show me that smile.
It's time for Grace and Mindy at the movies. They're really tough but fair.
Tough but fair.
Their knees are so beyond repair. Ooh, as long as we have our eyesight. Bow now, we'll tell you which films are cinema gold and which movies are beyond repair. Like our producer, Robert, who's such a big lug. Ba-da-da-ba-ba. Robert, who's such a big lug. Well, out with the old and in with the new. Or is it? Hello and welcome to Grace and Mindy at the Movies. I'm your host, Mindy Dunard, joined as always by my sidekick. She's the Ed McMahon to my Johnny Carson, the polar bear to my Coca-Cola, the Channing Tatum to my Chippendale stripper pole. I'm talking, of course, of my dear friend Grace O'Neillhan. Grace, how are you? How was your week?
Oh my goodness, I'm wonderful. Hello, everybody out there. It was such a great week. I went to the farmer's market, you know that, where I needed a kumquat for my famous casserole.
You can never have enough kumquats.
You can never have enough kumquats. That's the pillow I knit that on my pillow in my room. And so I went there. They were out of kumquats. I wouldn't believe it. You couldn't believe it. It was a hot sale, apparently, in kumquats. So I got the next best thing, which is a rutabaga. And to be honest, I didn't know what it was, but I figured that's the next best thing. So I grabbed a couple. I took them home. Turns out they're avocados.
Oh, no.
So my casserole is ruined. It's beyond repair at this point.
Although, with avocados, though, do they turn anything beyond repair? I mean, like, they are kind of the new bacon in my mind.
That's true. They're too exotic for me. You know, I'm a kumquat girl. I'll always be. You know,
they're very flashy. They tend to hog the ball.
True. That's true.
Them and pineapple.
I don't want to show off. Them and pineapple. I mean, who are you trying to fool?
Yeah, hog the ball. They're just
just pass it, Kobe. You know what I mean?
Total Kobe Bryant.
That's right. That's the one sports reference I got here.
Speaking of sports, Grace, you know that I took this hard.
Yeah.
Our poor dear Patriots.
Oh, jeez.
Poor Tom Brady.
Couldn't even watch
that game against the Broncos. I'm just finally coming to. But boy, was I disappointed. That Peyton Manning is such a country bumpkin.
That's right. He looks like a Frankenstein.
He looks like a Frankenstein.
Frankenstein's monster. The one he lettuce.
The monster, not the doctor. Not the doctor.
Right.
He looks like too big of a doofus to be any sort of doctor.
Like bolts coming out of his neck.
Yeah, he's just such a doofus that it surprises me that he and Robert don't meet up together every week to eat Papa John's.
You know, I just think about poor Tom Brady going back home to his beautiful wife and mansion, and I just feel terrible for him.
Yeah, you know, it's probably
sad.
There's a little bit of a chill in the air.
That's right.
It's a Foxborough winter.
It's like your room.
Yeah.
It's so cold in there.
It's so cold.
We talked about that, how cold it is in your room.
Robert, have we talked about this with you, Robert?
Well, I know we talked about it with Robert, but
we constantly talk about it with Robert.
You know I'm getting for Christmas a bike pump.
You getting him that for Christmas?
I'm getting him that for Christmas. That's my one rib on Tom Brady. Everybody gets one. It's like Spider-Man. That's my one rib against him.
You know his address where you can send.
That's right. Yeah. Well, you know, he knew my cousin, Dickie Salami.
Yep,
Dickie Salami.
Yeah, Dickie's a good guy.
Dickie's a good guy.
He's good people.
He's a butchery. And I hit him with my car too. Dickie, not Tom Brady, of course. And
well, it makes up for the time that Dickie hit me with the salami.
That's right. Oh God. Well, listen, she brings us up every year around Christmas. It was around Christmas. He was trying to hand her the salami. This is my side of the story. You have a different side, your perspective. He was trying to hand you salami. Somehow it ended up between your bosom, so hard that it broke a rib. I don't know how that happened, but you know he's a clumsy son of a bitch. Excuse me. Oh my God.
It's okay. We can go to the senses.
Another one for the swear jar.
Lots of bingo money in there.
That's right.
My side of the story is that he was holding groceries, and I reached in for a clove of garlic, and he said, "Shoo," and then wrapped me over the nose.
Is that right?
With the salami.
Three Stooges style.
Three Stooges style. I don't know if I was Moe, Larry, or Curly, but I got the stooge treatment from Dickie Salami.
He's a bit of a stooge, that one. I mean, everyone says that, yeah.
You know who's not inept? who's not a stooge.
I was seeing a segue in your eyes. I could
was
tell
building
a
a
segue
segue.
was coming.
Is J.J. Abrams.
Oh, what a visionary.
Yes, so we reached into the bin, and
What did we find?
all the Star Wars were there.
That's right.
The bad ones,
Bad
the
ones,
New
5,
Hope,
6, 7.
5, 6, 7, they were all there. And the most recent one that's in theaters.
right.
So we popped it in, and that's our movie for this week is Star Wars: The Force Awakens. The setting is Cleveland, Ohio, 3,000 years in the future. Poe Dameron, Oscar Isaac, the aloof fella from Ex Machina.
Oh, yeah, Max.
Is a down-on-his-luck pilot for the Resistance against the evil First Order, who are looking to take over Cleveland now that Jedi great Luke Skywalker, like Robert whenever my refrigerator starts rattling, is nowhere to be found. Poe is captured by Kylo Ren, Adam Driver, the ruthless leader of the First Order, but is rescued by Finn, John Boyega. John Boyega. He's the handsome black fella.
That's right.
Finn is a down-on-his-luck stormtrooper who decides that working for the First Order is the pits. Poe and Finn are separated after a jet crash on the Cleveland freeway, but Finn is able to befriend this woman named Rey, Daisy Ridley, a down-on-her-luck scavenger who found Poe's droid, which holds top-secret intel. Along the way, they join forces with all your favorites, like Han Solo, Princess Leia, Chewbacca, and the robots 3P Pseudo, and
Susudio, I thought was.
Sudio. That's right. Oh, that's right. And the smaller robot A2 Brute. So we go on to.
You got them all. Look at
I
that.
think we covered the whole game.
Okay. The whole motley crew.
It's always whenever you round up the usual suspects, it always
Which is another movie in the bin.
Another movie in the bin. Can't wait to see it. What's the deal with the someone's Jeffrey, my grandson, for those of you, if this is your first time on the program, my grandson Jeffrey, he's a freshman at Madison, Wisconsin. He's studying film there.
College
boy. Such a sweetheart. Miss him terribly. He sent me a textual message recently.
Oh, my.
And he's in his fraternity, Smelter Delta. He said that his nickname, they call him Egypt.
Is that right?
Big Egypt.
Big Egypt?
Yep. And then I asked for an explanation, and he declined.
Is that right?
So I'm not.
Well, I'm curious now.
I don't know if maybe he was building a pyramid with his colored pencil boxes or something. I don't know.
Oh, he got those? He got my colored pencils I sent him?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, good.
That was such Grace. That was such
Well,
a good
I mean,
idea.
he tells me he doesn't have any for college. I'm thinking he's a dope.
How could I know? I mean, he's usually such a smart whippersnapper,
right.
but how do you go through a college semester
I don't know what's going on
without
with
colored
him.
pencils?
That's right.
Jeffrey, he said something about Kaiser Sose.
That's no, that's just a sandwich that they have at the deli.
Oh, right.
It's a salami sandwich.
As perfected by Dickie Salami.
That's right.
I
was
didn't
just
think
hungry.
I didn't think
You
I ever
didn't make
told
that
you.
connection. Oh, go ahead.
I didn't even think I ever told Jeffrey about Dickie Salami.
Oh, you didn't.
It's time for our favorite game on the show. Did you like it or didn't you?
Oh.
So let me ask you, Miss Grace O'Neillihan, did you like it or didn't you?
Well, to be honest, the very beginning, it was so much. It was like a long textual message. I thought, oh god, this is a foreign film. I heard aliens win it, but I didn't think it was those kinds of aliens. I thought it was the zappy UFO kind. Luckily, I sat it through, and I was not disappointed. There was a lot going on. I felt like I should have watched the other ones beforehand. I figured, hey, where's Spock in this whole thing? I know he's involved somewhere. Never saw that.
His absence was curious.
His absence was curious,
thought
and they
that-
never even mentioned him once.
Never once.
Which I thought was strange.
It's almost like like in a TV show when that an actor dies or quits,
Right.
And they just try to pretend like he was never there.
That's right.
And
They never talk about it.
Yeah,
Like,
like, what
did
do
you have a sister? No sister.
No
Didn't
sister.
exist. I don't know what you're talking
Is
about.
that look over there? Is that an elephant sitting in the room? Nope.
I think so. I think a pachyderm
No,
here.
no elephant to be found.
right.
You make a good point about the textual message in the beginning.
Yes.
This movie has been accused by some of between The Force Awakens and A New Hope being a classic case of 6 of one and half a dozen of the other.
Oh, I don't know math. What does that mean?
It means they're sort of the same thing,
Oh, what's that?
following the same formula.
Okay.
The thing that didn't change, and I was hoping it would, is that, well, the text came up on the screen at the very beginning, and I thought, oh, nice big letters. This is good.
Yeah.
But then it just went away so fast.
Yes,
and
I couldn't read it.
couldn't keep up.
I had to run up to the screen and read
try
it
to
line
chase
by line,
it.
yeah. And people started yelling at me, throwing things at me,
Yeah.
Get off the screen, they said to me.
It's just like, pardon me, I'm trying to chase this text into the abyss.
That's right. In fact, I know you threw something at me. Don't act like you didn't.
Oh.
Listen, I was hoping this would come up.
Oh, hearts and thoughts.
Listen, I know your caramels.
You know.
And I know how they feel in the back of my head.
I was hoping the theater was dark enough that I could get
Here,
away with it.
and we should just mention, here at Linden Ponds, the theater here is top notch. We got nice plush seats, ushers, the whole 9 yards. Is that the right phrase?
Whole 9, yeah. I don't know why it isn't 10.
Yeah, it's a weird. I'm not a football fan. I mean, I love Tom Brady, but he seems to run 9 yards and then he quits. Is that what it is?
Well, he hardly is able to run 1 yard most of the time. He's
right.
not the fastest guy in the league.
That Peyton, that big lug of him.
The big
His
lug.
head is 9 yards ahead of the rest of his body. But enough about sports.
Yes, I hit you.
You hit me in the head.
with
And
the-
I'm sorry, I couldn't read. My glasses are still in the shop.
It was a moment of a moral dilemma for me.
That's right.
I didn't want to finish the caramels. They were hurting my teeth, something awful. But I just didn't want them to sit in the jar either. They had to go somewhere.
Right. So in the back of my freaking head.
The back, I don't know. I was worried you were falling asleep while you were watching it. So I
Well,
thought,
here's the thing. I didn't know it was in there for a while. Like, I felt it. I couldn't get it out. I went to bed. The next thing I know, my head stuck to the pillow. And I'm walking around with a pillow head. And I asked
just
Robin.
like Peyton Manning.
Just like Peyton Manning. My head couldn't fit through the door, just like Peyton Manning.
Big
And I
bobblehead.
asked Robert to get the shears and that big lug. I don't know where the hell he went.
Oh, so speaking of Robert, when we finished watching Star Wars, and he, you know how he is. He's so cynical.
Yes.
It's tough to beat him into submission
right.
to do anything. And he was like, "Well, I heard it's a rip off of the first one." And I said,
Muttered under his breath. Like
like he said it passive aggressively, like as if he didn't want me to hear. And I said, "Well, Robert, why fix it if it ain't broke?"
That's right.
And then he said, "What does that mean?"
Right.
And then I realized he lives by
That's his philosophy.
Why fix it if it is broke?
that's right.
That's what how Robert lives his life.
You should have thrown the caramel at his head. He looks hungry.
You know what? He would have picked it right out of his hair and just plopped him in his mouth.
That's right. That sick bastard.
The candy. He has so much candy in that little office of his that his front window has a health grade. That's how much junk is in his.
He's the envy of Willy Wonka. That's how much candy he's got in there. But enough about Robin. I don't want to get this whole thing about Robin. Let's get back to this wonderful movie.
Wonderful.
Now I throw it back at you. Did you like it or didn't you?
Did I like it or didn't I? I did like it. I thought it had enough new blood while still respecting the past.
That's right.
And I thought it was a good combination of that. Although, as I was saying to you in the green room, the room with all the flowers,
Yeah,
where we like to hang
Yeah,
out.
right. Marcy's room.
Marcy's room, yeah.
Painted green. It's lovely.
Marcy Patricelli.
That's right.
She's got beautiful flowers.
Oh, the best.
But I have a hard time getting excited about. Let me list them off for you.
Please do.
Space things, dragons, British accents, Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
He is
and
off-putting, isn't he?
A little
Like,
off-putting.
where's he from?
Where's he from? He never makes it clear.
Basically,
He never clarifies. I hate when actors are like just for men gel, and you can't tell. So I mean, I was at a disadvantage because I have a hard time getting excited about space, among other things. But
No dragons, no Dwayne the Rock.
no Dwayne the Rock, and no
Lot of rocks.
Jeffrey has these cartoons. I think they're drawn by Chinamen, and women, Chinamen and
That's
women.
right. I was about to correct you. I didn't want to be offensive.
I saw you opening your mouth. I said, just keep that caramel in there
Chinamen and China women.
and keep chewing.
Yeah.
I got you
They're
covered.
delicious.
Yeah, well, see, that's
Well,
not
it's
so
still
bad.
there are remnants in my hair, so it's a little snack here and there.
speaking of remnants, you know, you got Carrie Fisher, Harrison Ford.
Now, I don't... You know, listen, just on Carrie Fisher.
Yeah.
I don't care what the internet says about her. I thought she looked terrible. You know what I mean? She didn't look good.
You didn't like the braid?
I didn't like the braid. I didn't like the old. You know what I mean? They didn't... You know,
you of all people.
Well, listen, I know that's you know the pot in the kettle here.
Yeah,
we got situation.
Yeah, we gotta stick up for our fellow kettles.
So where's the CGI here? They got spaceships flying around. They got little. I didn't see any Jar Jar, but that's a different issue. And Sheila comes out with this braid, you know, and practically a dialysis machine behind her. You know, it just didn't look. It wasn't becoming.
I liked the braid.
You did? Okay.
I was a fan of the braid, yeah. I mean, for someone like me, whose hair is beyond repair.
You know I hate that hair.
I know, that's why I wear a wig.
That's right.
That's why
you're always throwing caramels in my hair. You're jealous.
Subconsciously,
yeah, I think so.
You may be onto something. I may have to sit down with Dr. Stu Vesson.
I think so. And he's so wonderful, isn't he?
He's so wonderful.
And you know where he's from. He's Israeli. He gets it right off the bat.
He's right at first
There's a big flag when you walk in.
Very first meeting, before my butt even hit the sofa, he was like, "Look, I'm Israeli and I'm here to help." And I was like, "I'm gonna like this. This is no quack
right,
here.
Right,
This is
the real deal.
This is the real deal, doctor." You want to go on to one of our favorite?
I would love to. Yes.
A new game. This is a new game of ours, brand new. We're real excited about it. It's called Compare the Character from the Movie to People at Linden Ponds.
Oh, great.
And it's brought to you by Sullivan Tire. Sullivan Tire, we're here to get you there. Have you seen that ad?
No, I find it odd that they only sell one tire at a time. And you can try to talk to them into giving you four, but they just won't do it.
Sullivan, he's
a stubborn
old
great
mule.
tire.
It's a great tire. You ever taken it for a spin?
I sure have. Yeah. He only lets you ride a unicycle, but he holds you the whole time.
I was so disappointed I had to take that tire back. It's just such a nice tire.
Sorry, the game, yes.
So, compare characters from Star Wars The Force Awakens to people at Linden Ponds.
Now, I go first?
Sure.
All right, let's go with Oscar Isaac is Poe, I believe his name was.
That's right.
Which too close to Pooh, in my opinion. Terrible name.
Oh, great. Now I'm going to be thinking of the proposers from
well,
last week all over.
Have a PTSD about that.
Don't make me sign up for a 3-hour session with right. Dr. Stu Vesson.
I would say he's like that German fellow in 6F.
Oh, Heinrich.
Mr. Heinrich, that's right.
Yeah.
He's stoic, he's confident, and he's a little cocky. To the point of where you're kind of not sure about him. You're not strong-footed on him, if you will.
And I think he was a fighter pilot in the war too.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Is that that's interesting. I got that vibe. Yeah.
He's German, so I'm not sure if he was in
the
one.
I'm not sure which side he was on.
I'm not sure he's in the plane we wanted.
Right.
But
he's always screaming about something, and I'm not sure what it is.
Night terrors.
Night terrors are terror. And I live right next door to him.
Must be his furnace. Let me go with an obvious one.
Sure.
Chewbacca.
Please.
Robert.
Of course.
I mean, if Robert were to lose 130 pounds and pick up a dictionary, he'd be
shave.
He'd
be like Chewbacca, hairy.
And shave a little bit.
Right.
He'd be the spitting image of Chewbacca.
And sometimes when he stubs his toe, he makes the same noise. I just hear.
He makes that noise anyway. That wheezing piece of.
And he's always in the office calling those 900 numbers. You hear those noises emanating from there, and I don't know what's going on there, but you can't bother him there.
I saw him sitting in his office. Those big buckets of goldfish. He poured them onto his stomach, and he just used his stomach as a bowl, and just ate the entire sea. The entire sea of goldfish. Every last one.
So obviously that's Chewbacca.
Obviously.
Let's go with that little robot, BB-8.
BB-8, okay.
BB-8.
Not
BBC?
BBFG.
C-D-E.
BB King.
BB King, that's right. Little BB King, he reminds me of that little rat that infested the. Remember that one month we had that rat infestation?
That was the month of moral corruption.
That's right. Yes, that we mentioned before.
Where the ethics went out the windows.
That was a dark time. Now that was
a dark time at this place. The rats were ruling the streets.
But I befriended one of them. He was such a sweetheart. Always eating my Cheetos. Just I never show if that was you or the rat eating my Cheetos. Both. I just see a little yellow trail going from my room to yours. So I'm not sure where that came from.
Don't blame me for your Cheetos.
Well, I do buy the best Cheetos. Everyone knows that.
You got crunchy Cheetos, which it was the right thing to do. I don't like puffy Cheetos.
Okay, and I'm sorry. That was a mistake, okay? And listen, I'm the only one that buys Cheetos here, and I get the third degree. It's crazy.
Yeah, everyone, you're like the Martin Luther King of Linden Ponds. You're the only one. Yeah, you're the only one who's brave enough to buy Cheetos.
That's right. Well, the real reason is that everyone's afraid of the Indian man that runs a liquor store across the street. Him and I have an understanding.
Oh, Dawawe.
Dawawe, yeah. Him and I have an understanding. I buy the Cheetos. I look the other way when he's scratching lottery tickets. So we're okay.
Finn.
Finn, oh yes.
He reminds me of my granddaughter Isabel when she was in West Side Story.
Her I don't like.
I don't like her that much either.
Good. We never talked about it.
That's where
thank God.
I'm really glad our cards are on the table right now. I was so nervous about bringing that up, but I mean, like she's just such an overactor. Just such a ham.
That's right.
And then Finn, like every time he'd gaze into the distance and he'd be breathing really hard, and I'd be like, am I watching Les Miserables right now? Or am I? Because if I am, then good thing I saved $85 on ticket fare. But no, I think I'm trying to watch something on the screen.
She doesn't deserve the success she has. I think that's what you mean.
Right.
She definitely... She deserves to be taken down a peg, I think.
Yeah, she was in West Side Story. She got the part of Snapper number 2.
That's right.
Which was at least 5.
And you could hear her snapping from backstage. But she was practicing backstage.
She was an avocado. She just
That's right.
just hogged the ball.
That's right.
One more.
Of course.
Kylo Ren, just like my boyfriend from high school, Jimmy the Tugboat Gardner. He was a good guy who just went astray at a certain point in time. And
he's the one that always wanted to try on all your shoes, right?
He wanted to try on all my shoes. Never took off his helmet either, which is kind of like Kylo Ren in this one.
But everyone's thinking it's like a motorcycle helmet. It's one of those safety helmets.
Yeah, like when he goes to the arcade. It's his arcade helmet. Ready to introduce the next segment?
Yes, this next segment is an old favorite. It is called You Know What I Learned, but a special edition. It's You Know What I Learned in the Future.
Yeah.
I'll go first.
Okay.
You know what I learned? In the future, they still use car antennas.
You know what I learned? In the future, Cleveland continues to be a black hole.
You know what I learned? In the future, everyone still sticks to their own race.
You know what I learned? The toughest guy in the room in the future is also the one with the best jacket.
That's still true.
Was true of Jimmy the Tugboat.
Jimmy the Tugboat. Oh, what a jacket and a helmet. The combo.
Hell of a jacket.
You know what I learned? In the future, women can do anything, especially if they're sassy as all hell.
Just like that British.
The British broad.
British broad, yeah. Very sassy, but very likable.
Very likable, very handy.
Endearing.
Endearing, no more than Han Solo.
Yep.
Cute as a button.
Copper tone.
And still dressed a little sexy, but not too much. You know what I mean?
Yep, just sexy enough to make the fellas in the crowd be like, where's the beef?
That's right.
You know what I learned? You don't really crave things as much in the future.
No, that's true. You know what I learned? There's no restaurants in the future.
Yeah.
No one just goes to a Denny's or something.
There's no Grand Slams.
There's no Grand Slams. There's no deals.
Not even so much as a Kaiser Sose sandwich.
That's right.
You know what I learned? In the future, the First Order is kind of like the Nazi Reich. When that redhead was up there blabbering away,
Sure.
It reminded me a little bit of Hitler. Whenever Heinrich gets mad about Binge.
And he never wins.
Never wins, and he throws
Unlucky as man.
an outrage.
Oh my God! It's Jude in this, Jude in that. I assume he dated a girl named Judy.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah,
That's my
Judy Garland, perhaps. He's such a conspiracy theorist.
You know what I learned? In the future, if you're gonna be a mad, wear black. Just make it clear to everybody. You never see a bad guy just dressed like in a polo shirt, a flannel, a jeans. He's always got to dress the part.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
Dress for the job you want.
That's right. And boy, did he dress for it.
You know what I learned? In the future, there isn't much of a use for coins.
That's right.
I didn't see one laundromat.
No.
And even though Kylo Ren had a helmet, I never saw an arcade at any And
how are you supposed to call the next machine if you don't got a coin?
Exactly.
You gotta put the coin down, you know?
I mean, he can have whatever machine
That's
he
right.
wants.
He can use a joystick from
Just-
5 miles away.
5 miles away. Just chokes you until your Pac-Man dies and you walk away.
Let's go into our next segment. We
Yes.
learned a lot. I guess we discovered.
Yeah, you know what? We had to think about it for a little
right,
bit.
that's
But when you sometimes you don't always get what you want, but if you try sometimes, you just might find you learned something beautiful.
That's right. That's almost a song. Speaking of which, hey,
it's a new game of ours in honor.
look who's taking over the segues.
Nice job. I will give you a high five as soon as my arthritis calms down.
Right, okay,
My wrist is beyond repair.
We don't talk about that. You poor thing.
But this will help cheer us up.
Sure.
This will be fun. In honor of Star Wars, which has a legendary score, we're going to play a new game of ours called What's the Score?
That's right.
Where we hum a score at each other, and the other has to guess what movie it's from. So you can play along at home as well. So, for example, I might say something to you, Grace, like, Jeffrey's my grandson. He's such a sweetheart, beyond reproach. And you would say, oh, Mindy, that's from...
That's from Star Wars Episode 6.
Yes.
A New Hope.
The very subtle pause I had
Yes,
was in episode 6.
That's
That
right.
was a very sharp catch on your part.
And by the way, they can play at home, you said? So they can
play it.
sing their own songs.
Yeah.
And we'll just try to guess it, but we won't hear you, you know? We got, try as
We'll
you
be
might.
there in spirit.
That's right.
Real quick, do you want to kick or receive?
Oh, back to Tom Brady, huh? I'll do like Tom Brady and receive.
Okay, so here comes the kick. Robert is really bad at fixing all my things. And he's a really bad producer on the show. He doesn't have any initiative. He's just a big old lug who eats goldfish in spades.
I know this is wrong, but I'm gonna guess.
Don't sell yourself short.
I'm gonna guess The Graduate.
You were so close. It's a the, and it starts with a G.
That was that close.
It was that close.
Let's see. Was it in the bin? Can I get a clue?
It was, the third one was in the bin.
The third one was in the bin. The Godfather.
That's correct.
Is that right?
Nice job.
Thank you very much.
And by the way, rest in
best
peace,
one.
Abe Vigoda.
Oh, poor Eva.
One of my favorites.
God. Older than us, even. Can you believe it?
Even older than us. I mean, I grew up when I was a child, and he was a slightly older child. I loved watching his footage, his school plays. And then, he did The Godfather, Barney Miller.
Isabel should take notes.
Yeah.
From Eva Vigoda.
Yeah, pop
And
it.
die. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding here. I'm
That
being
was a
hard.
little- that was
That's
a little harsh.
I'm sorry.
That was a little harsh.
She cut me off in traffic once, and I never forgave her.
She's only 14, too. That was not
Yeah,
wise.
well, she did take the car from her mother, and that was a whole different issue. But I had the issue with her cutting me off. All right, it's my turn now. Come with me, and you'll see. Robert didn't fix my furnace. It's so cold in my room. I am freezing to death.
If you want to view luggishness, simply go to Robert's office. In there is so much candy. but there won't be any left. Willy Wonka.
That's right, Willy Wonka.
I am on the board.
You're on the board, 1-1.
Big win for Mindy.
Hey, good job, Mindy.
All right, what's in Jeffrey's at school in a fraternity, and they call him Big Egypt. He doesn't call as often as I'd like, but his texts are much wanted.
I know you were perfectly on key, but I'm gonna guess. I really have no clue. I'm gonna guess Dirty Harry. Is that the name of the movie?
It was not the name of the movie. It was kind of a dirty movie, though.
Oh, is that right?
I think
Skin flick?
Combine Apocalypse Now
Okay.
with Porky's, and you pretty much have it.
Platoon.
Close, even closer.
Really?
You ever see Stripes?
No, I've never seen
Stripes with Bill Murray?
No, I haven't seen that. Okay, my turn. 1-1 still. This is for all the beans.
All the beans.
Jeffrey, where are you? Oh, Jeffrey, you never call me back. It's scary. Hello, Jeffrey, where are you? I know you're over there. Smelter, Delta, Jeffrey, it's so cold in here. My God, it's scary. What are you doing to me?
Rent?
No, they owned. Okay, so guess the movie.
Thank you for clarifying. Now that I know that,
It narrows it down a lot.
I'm going to say Casablanca.
No, it's should I give you a clue or should I just tell
Give me a clue. That'll be fun.
Okay, it's a scary movie. This movie is
Forrest Gump.
no, I know that scared you when they put Forrest Gump with JFK.
I had the heebie-jeebies.
It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. They own the house, and scary things are happening in the house. Picture an old man and a lamppost.
The Haunted Mansion with Eddie Murphy.
No, that's was scary that got made. But no, it was The Exorcist.
The prize. Oh, The Exorcist.
The Exorcist. Tubular Bells, I believe it's called.
That was... Grace, I gotta hand you all the beans today. You get...
Thank you.
You stumped me.
No, let's do one more. Let's come on. All
One
right.
more song.
You want me to throw it at you to give you the win? Give you a chance for the win?
I'm nervous.
You nervous? So
If
am
I
I.
don't- if I
Because
don't-
I don't have one in the chamber.
If I get this wrong, I'm gonna have to
right,
call Dr. Stuyvesant and be like, book the room for the week.
No, you'll get this one for sure. Jeffrey.
Jeffrey. The shark one. Jaws.
That's right, George.
Yeah.
That's right.
Big win for Mindy. So Grace,
That's how you play.
But before we go, Robert, he finally showed some initiative for once.
yes.
He said we were being too antisocial, and he signed us up for social media.
That's right.
So do you want to tell our audience? There's the Bluebird one.
That's right. The Bluebird. If you go on Waze.com and follow us at a circle. Grace
Oh, that's the one that
and
looks
Mindy.
like kind of like a wagon wheel noodle.
Yeah, it
right?
looked like someone's trying to hypnotize you.
Right.
At symbol Grace and Mindy. That's the Twitter handle. I'm reading that from. Jeffrey set this up for us. I'm reading it from the phone here. His textual message says it's the Twitter.
The Twitter candle.
The Twitter handle is at symbol Grace and Mindy.
Grace
That's
and
GraceAndMindy. Ask us your questions, your bloopers. Send us any pictures of Jeffrey you got.
Text us a picture of your windows.
Of your windows.
Because my windows have been broken for so
Oh
long.
my God, yeah. And that doesn't help with the draft in there either.
Doesn't help with the draft, but it'll help my spirits.
That's right.
We got time for one.
But enough about football.
Enough about football. We got time for one more segment. It's a brand new one.
Ooh.
It's called Speak Now, or Forever Hold Your Peace.
I like this one.
Where you have both Grace and I will have a chance to retract anything we said about today's movie Star Wars,
Right.
or add anything at the last moment,
In case we've made some sort of mistake.
or a clerical error, or anything of that nature.
Anything that might be embarrassing or offensive.
I don't think there will be anything like that. But now we have the chance. Speak Now or Forever Hold Your Peace is brought to you by Crow Point Pizzeria. Crow Point Pizzeria. No slogan needed. Which is true.
So good.
They are that good.
It's a little cocky, little Han Solo there, but
Little Han Solo-ish.
they can.
If you got the jacket.
If you got the jacket.
If the jacket fits.
The jacket fits. Put on the helmet.
And Speak Now, Forever Hold Your Peace, starting now. That was great.
That was great. Love that one.
Love that new game. Well, take care.